He's going to have quick fingers, gentlemen. You're going to see. But this is probably not the time to go Radiance, I guess.
Yeah. The thing is that Dark Portrait is pretty damn scary. It's a great support grab for base right now when you already know the Wraith King's out. If he manages to scrap together that Agnum Scepter, suddenly they have this ridiculous new defense utility. It's been ridiculous. So
Good synergy between the two based heroes, I think. Just like general synergy, nothing like too crazy, but they have the tiny and the centaur that both can have ink swell on them. You have the double edge, which does a shitload of damage. Unfortunately, to
Isn't
centaur
that a
himself as well.
quadruple edge?
Quadruple edge. Yeah, that would be quadruple
Thank
edge.
you.
And then you also have the double toss, and that's going to amplify the double edge damage. So you could say it's maybe even like a quint or sect tuple edge, if you will. So
Wow.
lots of damage coming out here.
Is there any way to get Octo Edge going here?
You need to pick the Morphling, I think.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Okay.
So it's banned.
Is there any possibility this Lesh is actually a 3? Which simply two base, you know they're going to be banning out the offlane heroes in all likelihood, but they could just switch it up at the last moment and just pick a mid hero for Gunner with a Lesh 3.
Yeah.
Oh. Are you feeling good with a Lesh plus Ench plus AA?
That does seem a little scuffed. It does.
Who's
I feel like
stun?
if you need a mid laner, like I think if you're going for a mid laner after having these heroes, you would need some like tiny, which unfortunately is picked on the other side. You'd need some like hard stunning, I guess like DK, but good lord, it's so boring to see Gunner on DK. I think I'd rather Brax just play the boring DK and then Gunner take the mid on Lesh.
It's a pretty good jug pick, not gonna lie. This doesn't seem like there's much there to stop him from a simple spin TP out, you know?
Yeah, it's great with the Grimstroke too. And if you're laning against an Ench, if you're laning against Lesh, either of these heroes will feed relentlessly to the bubble plus spin combo.
It feels like For Zoomer is always like gets Brax's hero, and it's not always last, but it feels like most of his heroes are banned by the time he gets it. Unless they pick up like an early Centaur, which they just chose not to do. So this is obviously purposeful. But taking out a Razor, interesting. Would that have been an offlane Razor? Or are they still expecting a potential mid switch up here?
I think probably that would have been an offlane Razor. I mean, it dumpsters the Jug. I think Grim Jug can do really well against a Razor, but if the early couple of levels goes really well for Razor, then he's gonna completely shit on a Jug because it's just pure physical damage. And then Razor, once you have boots plus the move speed ability, you just don't die to the spin ever.
Yeah, you need something that can lane against the Jug. And to be honest, when you look at the Four Zoomers lineup, I feel like they do lack, a little bit of team fight. I mean, you got Ice Blast, I guess, and then Lesh. So do you need something like a Tide Hunter to square up and bring a Ravage also?
A Pango would be really nice, other than the fact that there's a Grimstroke. But I know Pango's like the classic Jug counter. It's actually one of the highest win rate heroes against Jug in lane. And I think the reason for, like I don't think I've ever seen a Pango lose to Jug in lane because you just hit him until you proc, and then if he spins, you just swashbuckle away, and there's no thing that he can do to get past that. That is unbeatable.
Axe was the other off laner who's been kind of trend setting a bit. Used to be great against the Jug. He was the guy who was like would be able to stop the Jug from Blade Furying out. So it felt like he was always that go-to option.
Oh, they get rid of the bristle. That would have been, I guess, okay. But yeah, the Battle Hunger giving you some extra. I'm just trying to think of heroes with some movement speed to get out of this spin combo. Which Battle Hunger helps if you put it on something that isn't Jug, since he's going to dispel it.
I think Axe could feed though. It's like my concern if I look at these two heroes is like Grim Jug. You need somebody that can like get away from these heroes. Otherwise, it's just going to be relentless feeding. So that's like the problem with Axe is if you don't do exceptionally well. I guess maybe the question is like, do you think that the Ench is a good enough laner that you can lane an Axe versus a Grimstroke? Like, would that be fine? Because this is overwhelming magical damage. Darkseer would be good if they didn't have an Ench as a 4.
Oh,
I forgot that hero existed. That's right.
I feel like Darkseer is certainly underpicked overall and is like certainly never picked at NA, where I will see it in other regions. I feel like NA should consider it more when you see like early core pickups that are obviously going to benefit your team greatly when you drop a wall, and if you're able to get
I
away
don't know
with a
if-
lot of Ion Shell stuff. But
Just kidding.
Ooh.
Not good.
Okay,
I
now
mean,
you
You can't pick it.
you could
yeah.
go Magnus offlane. I saw Brax playing that recently. Gives a good empower target with Wraith King. You got some team fight finally.
It puts a lot on Gunner to do shit, though, is the only concern, is that Gunner has to run around and be incredibly active. And AA is not going to do that either. So it's literally like Ench and Gunner that would be active.
Please don't pick Legion Commander.
I like this 2-base lineup, I gotta say. This is a bit of a tough spot for Brax to kind of check all of the boxes with
Oh.
what's left.
You know who's not banned is Slardar. I didn't realize that. He's been like the number 2 offlane behind Centaur.
You're right. You're
I mean,
right.
I don't know if it's like the perfect game for him, but it's not. I mean, Sprint gets you away.
But they did go with the Axe.
Wow, axe into the Shadow Demon even there at the end. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting enough. Well, our drafts are complete. We got to get a quick thought on it. Jenkins, I'll go your way first. Who you backing? Which draft?
I'm going to go 2-based. I think they did some really cool shit in this draft. I think it was really hard to pick a hero in these last couple of picks. I think they won the draft.
Suns fan.
I'm going to agree. Anytime I see Centaur Shadow Demon, as long as they don't max Hoof Stomp and they go double edge instead, quadruple edge, simply 2-base game 1, gentlemen.
That's our panel. Let's go to break. When we come back, we've got Trent and we've got Parker to give their thoughts on this draft, along with Pop-Tart.
And we've made it. We're almost here at the end of the North American Dota Professional Circuit. We're on our final Sunday, depending on what happens with tiebreakers. But we've got ourselves a bit of a teaser. Trent, 4 Zoomers versus Simply 2-base. A lead up to the highlighted match, Evil Geniuses versus Quincy Crule today.
Oh, that one. Yes, I came for this one today. Yes, yeah. I suppose I'll probably stick around for that one too, I guess. But for now, gotta say, I like these drafts. I actually, I have a hard time choosing between these two. I think we have some very solid combos hero-wise, really good lanes. It feels like everyone has the tools here. It's just gonna be a matter of like who executes the best in that laning stage.
Yeah, I mean, based on, I think, 2-base looking maybe better than expected and 4 Zoomers slightly, not living up to expectations, it does feel like this could be an even series. It probably means we're going to get a 2-0 stop.
The laugh is really something. I expect many a Suns fan. Thank you, Gutter. Yes, good.
Right onto the rune spots. I feel like I've seen a few teams do that all over the mid lane.
Oh my god, he's everywhere.
There's 4.
He's taking over.
Oh, 5. There.
This was a mistake, Val.
Yeah. I'm not sure what we're watching here. This is a Dota map, by the way.
Yeah, I would say that picture of Jenkins as a spray as well. That would really be set.
Imagine if 2-base also had that, and there was just like 10 Suns fans in the mid lane.
Suns fan is way in once again.
Also, we probably got some very confused viewers who are, tuning into Dota for like the first time. They're just like, what the hell's going on?
That's okay. We'll let them, you'll enjoy the mystery. It's fine.
Yeah.
0 contesting at the runes here. Everyone's just chilling out. But our Wombo combos, we got AA Wraith King, stun into Cold Feet. Wow, big stuff. Everyone loves those stunning combos in the laning stage, so might be something to try and pick on Flea a little bit, I would guess.
Yeah, Flea could be in for a rough time, or potentially Monkeys, who's going to be that frontlining Centaur. Looking at some of these other lanes, you've got a Lesh versus Tiny Mid. Leshrek has, I'd say, been kind of one of the breakout heroes of DPC Season 2. Maybe not NA specifically, but like looking at all regions, like over in China, Aster, it's like their most picked hero, and they're currently, I think, undefeated in China still, so... Yeah, Leshers just look good.
We are all about the Lesh and the SA games too. I see it constantly, and it always looks good too. Position 3 Lesh or mid Lesh. I think it just comes down to that sort of what they were discussing in some of the interviews, where like taking the tier 2 towers, it is so nice having that Lesh rack because like you just don't have as big of a hill to climb. You get one fight win and the tower's just gone with this hero.
Yeah. And in the interviews, I was saying how hard it can be to push tier 2 towers. Like T-Base, like we're a newer, unexperienced team. A lot of the time in our scrims, we're learning a lot because we don't know how to do what EG and Quincy do, which is push tier 2 towers. It's a very hard thing to do for a newer team.
Time to evolve with the power of Leshrac. This top lane, also great combo, Grimstroke and and Juggernaut. Got a lot of synergy together, spins and stuns, but so does X and Ench. Very annoying harass dual lane. Throwing out Battle Hungers and spins and impetuses.
Yeah. I guess Jug, one of the heroes that does better against those harass lanes with the healing ward, perhaps.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely a good one. All right, range creep secured. Well done, Empyrean.
Do you have a favorite in this series, or are you kind of feeling like could be anyone's?
I would definitely... I'd probably go with, like, the playing recently. Like, I feel like Zoomers definitely have the stuff to win it, but it still feels like they're not really getting their groove, and since they're like not able to get like top 2, I mean obviously you still want to win, but they're not, I don't think, at any risk of relegation, so it's just like it would be good to win to secure a higher cash prize, but I don't know if like the huge motivation's necessarily there, you know?
Yeah, and probably motivation right now is all looking at TI qualifiers for teams like Zoomers and TOOBASED. I'm sure TOOBASED, based on how they've done it, like, you know, we're probably heavy underdogs, but there is a chance we could qualify for TI.
Yeah, you never know, right? Maybe we'll just get like 3 slots, you know?
And definitely everyone's hoping that Quincy qualifies and doesn't play those qualifiers, I believe, because EG Quincy are like the two kind of scary figures of NA Dota that nobody wants to play, it seems.
Yes, you do not want them fighting for that 1 slot that each region's going to get.
Yeah,
just give them the auto invite, please, and thus get us more slots next year, right? When our third team also does well at NA, then we're all good.
Exactly. Oh. So far, things going pretty standard here. Mid laners just farming, pushing the waves, farming their jungle camps as well, grabbing their bounty runes. And neither team in their side lanes playing particularly aggressive, I would say, at least not at this point.
Yeah, it kind of feels like we hit a point in Dota where everyone was just so ready for the level 2 go, where it's like, oh, they're going to get level 2 first, and we're going to jump the second we do. People don't fall victim to that anymore, and I feel like that's pushed the first blood timings in the lanes. Like, if there's not a first blood at the initial rune, it feels like first blood doesn't happen until, like, level, 4 or 5, almost. As I'm saying, of course, Empyrean getting run down. Oh!
Healing ward and a stick is not going to be enough. Well, and that all happened because the Inkswell was on cooldown. He used a bit of miscommunication. He actually Inkswelled Boris as Boris was just backing off to hit some creeps, and it was just kind of wasted. So good job by Zoomers taking advantage, and yeah, they're going to get another kill. Bottom lane, you kind of mentioned this AA Wraith King. They will get the counter kill on AA with the poison stack, so Flea getting a nice counter kill, but I think 4 Zoomers will be slightly happier killing a core hero, and Sammy Boy having a great time in this safe lane too.
Yeah, getting that nice early gold on the Wraith King. We'll see what build he goes. I mean, a couple different options on Wraith Kings these days. Are you going to mix in the Armlet? Are you going to mix in that Midas?
And 2 enemy heroes that can make illusions of him with Shadow Demon and the Grimstroke. So, I mean, at some point you're just like, well, I got to go the items that work best for me and not care about that, I think. But
yeah. Yeah, it's not a particularly great Radiance game versus the heroes. Like, aside even from the reflections, it's like Tiny isn't going to really care about the mischance that much.
Top lane?
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Ocean. Nice. Yeah. Gets on top of the Centaur. Didn't even need the Axe to really help him out there. And Axe gets a call now. They're going to go on Boris here, who may be forced to just spin his way out of this one. No, he's just going to run. Takes a lot of damage, though.
Yeah, he's trying to hold it, but it costs him a lot for it. Hey, healing war back over there, Boris. Where's the micro at? He's scared that Ange might be in the trees, I think. But she's off getting herself another creep here with the tomato.
Gunner getting some damage mid now with the Edict. He's at level 6, so he can push out these waves very efficiently. Plus, farm the jungle. And Ocean's rotating. This is the siege wagon.
Yep.
So, with that 5-minute siege creep, they're going to look to gather around this mid lane. It looks like TOOBASED see it coming, because Empyrean is also going to show up. They glyph the tower against the Edict and siege wagon. And now, action breaks out. Ocean runs in, gets stunned up by an Inkswell. Annihilate going to go for an avalanche. Is there a toss follow-up? Not going to find it with a tree throw.
Oh, man. So short on mana making that play too, or else this could have been nice. Like, force his rotation and maybe even get away. But instead, he just kind of hands over some gold. But attention at least is drawn to the mid lane, but it will be successful defense of that tower.
It feels like for Zoomers, if they were really serious about the tower, that's normally where you'd see a team bring it. Both supports. It felt like they were only like half committed to it.
Yeah, probably just hoping to draw the attention and just not lose the inch.
Yeah.
A little more resources could have been good.
I guess the good news is that really helped the side lanes because 2Base rotate both their supports to help out. They got Centaur very low. Sammy Boy, Wraith King is pressuring the tower, pressuring the lane. And has a Midas queued up.
I have a theory on why AA is now busted. Well, at least I believe it's just the Ice Vortex that's really pushing him over the limit. I think the numbers are just too big on this thing.
With the shard as well, it feels like.
Because like right now in like the lowest level of Dota pubs, AA is one of the highest win rate heroes, and I think that this is not a hero that should be a super high win rate when it comes to like low skill Dota. So by my logic, it has to be the easiest skill, which is just spamming Ice Vortex.
At 30% slow in Magic Amp is a lot of numbers, big numbers. There. Sammy Boy bottom lane gonna get big numbers. I'm like, do I finish my thought or do I comment on what the action going down bottom? You know.
Well, here's some big numbers. It's tiny on AA. What?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the freest kill. It just takes a little while. Okay.
Yeah. But 4 Zoomers did get the top tier on tower. But yeah, I know what you mean with the AA. It just feels like Ice Vortex is pretty insane when you look at the cooldown, the slow, and the magic damage boost it gives.
Yeah, everything else is good. I mean, everything else still provides, you know, the same stuff AA has always done. But like the fact that you're seeing so many teams just like first phase it now, I think just kind of speaks to it being a little bit overtuned. And I mean, I'm all for it, especially when you do pick this like this comboing stun that you always see the teams go for between Sven, CK, or Wraith King.
It is one of those heroes that it feels like at times will have a breakup, and then when it gets to the big lands, it gets replaced by those big team fighting supports. Like, you know, we saw at the Major, like, NA never picked Phoenix the entire Season 1, and then suddenly Phoenix is like the top hero just because of the crazy team fight aspect at the Singapore Major.
Yeah, Phoenix definitely thrives in chaos, so that is lands, you know. Someone hit the stupid egg, no one's hitting the egg, life's good. Flea, I mean, can they even set up for a kill? Because that's a 1458. Oh, Gunner's pretty close.
They need to do something, because this Edict is breaking the tower. They get the vision on Gunner with a poison, follow up with a disruption, and Annihilate is there with an Abbot toss. Gunner pops a DD, but he's going down.
Why was he standing? I mean, obviously it looks just horrendous from our point of view, but...
he was trying to Edict the tower from Fog, right? At least that's my understanding. Like, he was in the trees, but...
Yeah, that's a dangerous spot. I mean, that's a classic, like, I'm just playing Lesh, doing my thing, and just not thinking about the potential for, like, the support to be there. So, I mean, very well played by Flea. Took full advantage of it.
It's very much like, surely, you got to anticipate they're not just going to give you a free Tier 2 tower at 9 minutes, as Ocean gets the bounty room, but will be going down. I mean, if you get a Tier 2 tower in 9 minutes and take the outpost, that's a crazy XP advantage you can build up.
Oh, the Stampede, just in time. Could have been some nice revenge kills here.
They still might. They've got the slow, the Vortex we talked about, Imperium gets to throw away slide.
Have nothing further there. Still have our first Ice Blast ready as well, though, so they could look for a play onto Boris, perhaps a smoke, and Husky is just standing tall here. Just like, how far in can I go? There was a ward, so...
Yeah.
Be a bit cautious here.
It feels like 4 Zoomers is just kind of having their way with the map right now. Like, the kills are basically even, and 4 Zoomers is just completely controlling enemy jungle and taking towers at will.
Yeah, and Monkeys does not push fast enough for this to be worth it. Like, if you're the Zoomers, you definitely want to get that pressure right back onto that Tier 2 again.
Yeah. I mean, they know it. Early Tier 2 tower could just be huge. They force a glyph out and Tiny TPs, but this is pre-Blink Dagger, so Tiny's going to be relying on, well, a haste rune to get in. That's a great way to start a fight.
And they probably know that Sammy TP'd as he's obviously like under the tower down there, so they have the numbers.
Ocean is being sacrificed, and I think 4 Zoomers okay with this. They force a lot of rotations while Sammy Boy's kind of free-farming away.
Yeah, that's completely worth it. That's very good stuff for the Zoomers. I'm sure he's not worried about that all on Ench. Has the Tome after too, so we'll be level 6, a little bit more survivable perhaps, one way or another, no matter what he takes.
Another great thing about the old Lesh, you can actually farm Ancients on this hero because of the Edict. You know, you got the magic damage and the physical to farm whatever camps you want.
Spread of damage the whole game. What a hero. Ooh, all right, Ice Blast play down bottom. A bit of a greedier angle there. And Monkeys will just go for the deny and get out of there as Brax is targeted.
Yeah, Brax gonna get brought down. Jug didn't even need to commit anything like the Omni Slash, just some support nukes and get a pretty easy kill here. Very close to the Blink Dagger, so good time to kind of kill the Axe.
It's so many like empty kills happening in this game where it's just like, yeah, that player is just dead. Don't think they'll get much out of it, but they are definitely dead. In fact, they're actually going on the aggressive now that they've lost their Axe.
Well, yeah, well, you're saying like TOOBASED, none of their kills ever seem to connect to an objective. It's just like, oh, this hero's farming a bit greedy, let's kill him, and then let's back off and continue farming.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Oh, the max range. Ice Blast, perfectly played, and the Edict damage through the spin. Very nicely done.
Yeah, that was.
And
sick.
they took that tier 2 tower, so they can get this outpost now.
And
I didn't
Brax
realize they
wants to
actually
join
finished the
them,
tier
too.
2. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize it went down either.
It's denied, or I don't know.
I don't know. I guess the creeps must have just got it.
I see Radiant took a tower, so yeah, maybe at some point we just missed some creep sneaking by.
What if it was when they were chasing? Well, they were running away. It must have been, right?
Oh, yeah, when the Tiny had the haste rune and they, yeah.
That's the only thing I can imagine. They probably just got like bloodthirsty and it just went down while we were watching Ocean die.
Oh, it's not a 9-minute outpost, but 12 minutes still pretty bad. And a lot of the farm is stacked on this Centaur who, you know, is very tanky, hard to kill, but going for both Hood and Vanguard, I feel like usually I've mostly seen Centaurs just get one or the other before the Blink Dagger, not both.
Yeah, I find it depends. I think because the Tiny, I assume, yeah, Tiny has the blink, so I actually like it like this, I think. When you have like this good initiator from the mid lane, you can just double up like this and just be stupidly tanky, because they're going to have a really hard time bringing down monkeys at this point.
Oh, yeah. Oh. It does feel like, yeah, I guess they've already given it that tier 2, so we'll see. Probably TOOBASED looking to stop 4-Zoomers take any kind of a Roshan. Not that they're necessarily primarily focused on Rosh just yet. 4-Zoomers are going to have this Blink Axe and probably looking to fight and take some pickoffs.
I know he has this Blink Dagger, but we gotta go. But he's got this Invis rune, so he's like trying to scout out. If Brax comes on the wave, they could do a toss kill for that, but I know it's gonna go for like the slightly riskier scouting mission with the Invis.
He's luckily no sentry. He'll get a I thought he got a free AA.
Oh wow, okay.
And now they're going to turn this. Brax is going to go in the Blink Hole, get silenced up here. Gunner, Splitter is going to be off the mark, though. So I think 4-Zoomers probably don't want to take this fight. It's, you know, 3v4 could become a 3v5 unless, I guess, Wraith King TP's in. But I don't think you want to fight right now with Sammy Boy.
No, there's nothing that benefits them going in there without the Ice Blast. It's, you know, might as well just wait it out. Stampede won't be back for a while. Smoke out after.
Gunner's been caught.
Oh, nice toss.
Yeah. They toss in a Centaur from afar, and that's another reason why he doesn't need a Blink. He's got a Tiny on his team. That's a classic lane, the Tiny Centaur. That's a pub classic.
Yeah, I'd be canceling that TP in there, too. I was just dangerous right now. Could do the global launch. Husky will send it out, but they're going to be ready for this, I'm sure.
Yeah, and they're going to be more than ready for it. They're going to find another pick. And Annihilate is just catching these heroes trying to defend these towers, and catching 4-Zoomers a bit by surprise.
This is the
but
worst
also just
thing,
a good timing
too, like where it's just like 1 by 1 and you're off balance, and so your carry player says like, well, we're not all 5, so I'm not going to join. I can't do anything to stop this push. And so now obviously like the Axe can't show up either, so you just lose it for nothing, like no contest whatsoever. Now Annihilate wants a free kill on his way out. He's just waiting for someone to think that they've left, so they'll walk into the triangle and blow them up.
It is cool how, like, so much of what these teams said in their pre-match interviews is kind of what's happening. Like, TOOBASED is like, yeah, we just need to survive the lanes because we make good mid-game moves. And that's kind of what we've just seen over the last few minutes. They had a rough laning stage in terms of just giving 4-Zoomers a lot of space, but now that they're playing this more, like, mid-game teamfight Dota, they're crushing it.
So now we need the 4-Zoomers from Sammy Boy, where he said, we have a better idea about Dota. If we get the execution is one question, but... You know, his idea is Radiant, so he just needs to make it to his idea.
All right.
And hopefully that'll go a little bit better. And of course, at this stage, after like the map gets a little bit split and some towers start to fall, we immediately start thinking about that second Rosh, you know? Obviously the first one's still there, but a lot of the game these days comes down to these team fights around second Rosh, and who gets the Aegis, Shard, and Cheese, because for some reason you still get all those things from second Rosh, which is ridiculous. Hopefully not the major.
I don't know if there'll be a patch, at least not a significant patch before the major. I'd be a little surprised, but I guess when are you going to dream? Yeah, but the problem is then if you do it after the major, TI qualifiers are probably starting like a week after the major, you know. So
Yeah.
do you really want to do a patch before TI quals? It'll be like a very minor baby patch, maybe.
I guess we got a decent patch halfway through last season, and sort of a small one a couple weeks into this one.
Yes, I'm okay with the mid-season patches. I know last season some of the players weren't thrilled about it. I think it was a pretty big patch, but
Poor Earthshaker got gutted. I think I saw that hero like twice after they changed the shard.
The problem is there's no good data patch because there's teams playing every day. So ideally you want to patch like a few days before a match, so a team prepares for a draft and strat, and they rely on, let's say, Shaker, like you mentioned, and suddenly the night before their game, Shaker gets nerfed. It's like, oh, we gotta go back to the drawing board for what we're gonna draft tomorrow. Or day of sometimes, you know. I don't think... I think maybe that's the solution. Valve gives patch notes before the... like, 3 or 4 days before a patch is implemented.
That's a bold idea, God. I don't know. And
You
then
know,
we
it's
can
like...
play on one patch for a week while considering the future one? Now you're just being crazy.
Okay. That's actually...
Relax, all right?
All right, we're getting a bit too out of control.
Yeah.
For Zoomers, though, their Rosh is not being contested here. Is this TOOBASED just unaware, do you think, or...?
I don't know. I think they know. Or at least I thought they did. Judging by like where they were playing the map and everything and the vision they had, it kind of seemed like they were aware. They now scout out the little W from Husky, the Ice Vortex, but it was too late at that point.
Yep. And I'm guessing, yeah, Leshrac took the Aegis, so double lives on 2 4 Zoomers heroes.
Yeah, with that Radiance. Uh-oh.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Well, now you don't want to fight as two-base.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of try and play go for pickoffs. I mean, you've got a Tiny, I guess. Or if you do fight, you definitely want to kill the supports first, it feels like.
Yeah, you know, I love these Ice Blasts, too, that Husky's doing, speaking of supports. Like, the way that he's just doing them, like, cross the map, kind of like for vision and everything. He's just throwing them out there a little willy-nilly, but... Oh, they want to get this Aegis down.
Okay. Lesh is
Beautiful.
an easy kill. We've seen it a few times.
I love this. That is so the exact right play. Pop that Aegis, Stampede away, and then fight them when Stampede's back up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and that's only an 80-second cooldown, which, you know, not the shortest, but potentially even something they could find a pick-off or try and fight a little bit before, but we'll see what the call is going to be. TOOBASED making a lot of good moves right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than waiting 5 minutes for the Aegis, you know? Just make that little play, pop it instantly. That was pretty greedy by Gunnar. And, you know, they kind of sensed that it was greedy, too, right? Like, by setting down that Ice Blast on top of Gunnar, they're maybe thinking, like, okay, they could be jumping you any second. Are they in the area? But now they lose Aegis and want to smoke at TOOBASED.
Disruption on Sammy Boy.
They're canceling Brax's blink, so he can't initiate.
You can still toggle the Radiance and Disruption, right?
I thought so, but I would think that Sammy Boy would know that.
Yeah. It may have just been a first one. Oh, whoops. I got to remember to do that now. We'll see. So, yeah, if I recall, it's pretty straightforward. You literally just click it. Yeah. Okay, he clicked it.
All right.
Okay, this time it worked. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Sammy Boy, he gave him one.
That was the Invoker getting away with Ghost Walk, you know? You didn't bring your dust. You're like, all right, next time. I got this guy.
Yeah. So, not be able to get those Wraith King illusions with Radiance, but even, I mean, Wraith King illusions in general, even without the Radiance, are pretty terrifying to deal with at times.
Dire's top tower is
Sorry, we'll get the Ink Spell later, and then we'll be fine. Oh, let the Skellies go. Man, these guys, I tell you, they always shock me how much damage they do. I hate fighting against Wraith King.
Yeah.
Get chased down by these things. They really mess you up. Look at them go, but with the combination of the Leshrac, that tower's gone.
They never feel worth killing. You're just like, I gotta kill them twice, and then it's like a pitiful amount of gold.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Like, cast your spells at, then you get jumped and you know your spells?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of jump.
Annihilite's gonna get the jump on Ocean, who does have a hood, but...
Wow.
Is he left for dead? He's almost surviving through this one. The Stampede through Gunnar, and Husky's got to be careful.
He's
Monkeys.
living!
Wow, Ocean.
Oh
He's just an unkillable edge. And Boris, he didn't want to commit the Omni Slash. Will do so now, but that's on 2 tanky strength cores. Wraith King as well as Axe are just going to shrug that one off. And Boris, he's going to find a way to spin himself out of this one. He's got to be careful. Gets Inkswalled. He's going to spin as well. Somehow, no casualties. Most surprisingly, somehow Ocean.
Gunnar's chasing monkeys too, by the way. Oh, the jukes! No!
Oh, he found it. Oh, he's out of mana. Oh no! And he's got the ball whip.
All right, Gunner's
Blink
got Blink
TP.
too, but he's got nothing.
Well,
That was a long chase down.
Yeah.
Man, I thought that Ocean was going to die because he didn't have a raindrop, and then he still miraculously survives. Now he just needs raindrops, and he's completely unkillable.
It looked like they all thought he was going to die. Like, Centaur just ran high ground to try and stampede through the Leshrac and the AA. Like, it was like, okay, we got the Ench, let's look for more targets, and they never had the Ench.
So that essentially ends up being just an unpunished tier 2 that they took. And they move back to farming and pushing bottom.
Sammy Boy happily going to start eyeing off his next big items. Just feels like Jug has not really been able to keep up. Boris, a good 4,000 net worth behind. Maelstrom SMY just isn't farming at the same rate as Sammy Boy, who's got that Midas and is fully reaping the rewards right now.
Yeah, that's a big chunk ahead. Now they're going to smoke up. They have the Stampede. There was a ward in the area, but it didn't catch the angle that they were smoking on, so this wasn't super obvious.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But it's Sammy Boy who they do not want to jump first.
They're still gonna jump him. It's just level 2 ultimate, so if they do kill him, it is pretty long cooldown, but they're not killing him fast enough. The Stampede gonna come out, they get a nice Soulbind on 2. Double Demonic Purge as well to follow it up here, but the Leshrac's in doing a lot of damage. Guys, be careful, he's low. Luckily, there's no Omnislash to deal with, but Boris is just gonna spin him down. Gets the kill with a toss. Sammy Boy, meanwhile, got one counter kill, steals the reincarnation. He's managed to heal back up. He's looking for Boris in the trees, but Boris nicely cuts his way through the trees. And a DC Empyrean, he's dead, so perhaps they could continue on, but a very awkward timing.
Yeah, the fight got broken up in a bad way, I think, for the Zoomers, too. It feels like right from the beginning, when Gunner was first, like, the only one up ahead versus, like, so many 2-base heroes. He's doing a ton of damage, sure, but there's no one there to cover him, trying to help him out. Brax can't get any good initiations there. He's forced to jump onto the Shadow Demon, because if he doesn't jump the Shadow Demon, obviously the disruptions will either mess him up or just save whoever he's trying to target. And somehow Samboy winds up fighting 3 heroes in the tree line.
Yeah, I think good news for Sammy Boy is he still has this ultimate, and with Husky behind him, I don't actually think they can easily kill him here.
Nice stomp. I can't even tell. Wait, has it hit him? Because there's no stun debuff on Sammy Boy, but the cooldown is there on Monkeys. Is it mid-stomping? Is he about to be stomped?
It says, yeah, because it's like literally 16, and that's the cooldown of the spell.
All right.
Yeah, I guess he's just getting stunned in this like exact frame.
I guess that's why he said nice stomp. He's ready.
Yeah. So what's going to happen when we unpause? Fleas just looks dead. Brax is going to get a Culling Blade kill, which will give him a lot of movement speed, so they can quickly run over and help out Sammy Boy, right? If anything, I think killing Sammy Boy could be bad for them because it's going to make them very slow.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like killing him is going to do much. I mean, they could... Let's see. By the time they kill him, Flea's probably dead. Cull is... I mean, Brax is doing the math right now. He's like, let's see, this guy's 267. Toxic Samuel. Sorry. And Brax does not... Does he have disruption? He does not. So Brax is just dead. Massive beef.
Oh, of course, yes. Sammy and Monkeys, yes. Monkeys and 4 Zoomers hate each other.
That's true.
Former
Massive,
offlaner.
Absolute huge beef. Big revenge series here for Simply 2-Based.
Well, so far, I mean, kill-wise, things looking good. Gold-wise, map-wise, things not looking so good for them. And also, they need Imperium back in the game, and that's exactly what's just happened.
Cool.
So
I'm relieved. Grimstroke, not one of the heroes that really grabbed me when he released, so I would stand in, but I can't stand much of a Grimstroke player, so it's probably for the best.
Well, they quickly get the dunk as Monkeys going for the TP out gets critted by Sammy Boy, and they'll get a couple kills, so quick and easy.
6k lead now, all with the loss of Gunner. I guess you'll take that. You're fine. And, oh yes, when is our game deciding, Rosh? Approximately 2 minutes-ish away. We'll have the timer. We'll figure out who's going to win this one. So far, things looking good for the Zoomers, especially if they can manage to sneak another one. But if you're 2-base, gotta be starting to think about that that off-lane tier 1 maybe for the Radiant. You know, try and take away some of this space near Rosh. That would be a quality goal for you as you try and push Brax into your jungle.
Well, with an Omni Slash, perhaps they can do just that. Ooh, Brax thought Boris might have been low enough for a dunk. Not a bad try. And Boris is fairly low here. Ocean actually runs in, finds him, but can't cancel a TP.
The 2 supports just like dig it in the face of the Tiny. That's impressive. That they can get that under a ward. There's no way of chasing the Glimmer, I guess, and the other hero's an inch, so Ocean just kind of fine.
It does feel like the 2 main cores on 2-base are just, you know, struggling a little bit to keep up. I mean, they've been prioritizing getting these kills rather than farming, and is the plan right now, do you feel like, to farm up on the Jug, or are they just going to have to fight to get back in this game?
Probably just fight, honestly. Like, I mean, farming would be great. He probably just wants one more item to try and secure that fight at the Rosh pit, but I'm not even sure where he needs to go this game. Jug is one of those heroes. It's like, it can be a blessing and a curse when you can just build so much stuff, you know? Because sometimes you're just trying to, like, maximize, and in the end, it means there's not really one item necessarily, like, fits you completely, especially for Jug and Lifesteal with, like, this whole BKB predicament that you get in. It's like, sick, I don't need BKB on this hero. And then sometimes you're like, man, I'd really like a BKB on this hero. Not so much this game at the very least.
Yeah, it's like, which of 6 viable item choices does he go now? You know, there's like the Scotty type items, the Bashers, the... I don't know, all kinds of stuff.
It is weird. Like, he doesn't really need a Manta this game either. You go like some sort of Lifesteal versus... Well, the Axe doesn't even have a Blade Mail, so then you don't even need that, yeah.
Yep.
I don't even know. Good luck, Boris. It's like, do I want to blink for a better, like, ultimate? Like, is that going to help us get the team fight if I can just actually kill this stupid Ench? But the supports are hard to kill this game. I want to meme and buy a Diffusal versus Wraith King? I don't know.
You got to imagine if you do go that, Wraith King's getting that shard, so...
Oh, yeah. Saberboy is farming pretty fast right now, and plus, of course, our Rosh is... Oh, it's a real late one. Okay, so plenty of time to find these solutions now for simply 2-based.
Yeah, I feel like usually I'd be like, okay, that's good for 2-base, and they have some time, but also they don't know the Rosh respawn. If anything, they may feel pressured to make a smoke play too early, and then Rosh won't even be up.
Yeah, plus the vision game should be won by the Zoomers because they should just be sending in Ench creeps.
Yep.
There
are a couple nice dire wards here. So 2-base, yeah, they smoke up. They don't know if and when Rosh is respawning, so they feel like they got to make their play now. They smoke out of their base.
In the big loop.
Triangle. Yep. They've drawn the lines. It's loop around, connect back at Rosh, but this is not really a Rosh fight, even though both teams think it is. There is no Roshan to be rewarded with should you win this one. And
oh my god, please. Anyone but, you know, who do you even jump? Like, they're all pretty bad to jump. Gunner is the best possible jump. That would be amazing. Yeah. But, like, Brax is 3,000 HP.
I know. Well, they go on Brax, but he's got the BKB, which you can use through the Avalanche. And Knight's Disruption coming out. Sammy Boy, he's got to be careful. He's in the front lines here looking for the real Husky. He's going to get the kill on the AAA to start things off. As Wraith King gets tossed back in, Brax is still chasing here. Nice Soulbind onto 2. Boris does have an Omni-Slice still, but it looks like 2-based in full retreat here. They just can't kill anyone.
Oh, and maybe
at least
even
not these
monkeys.
cores.
Ah, there we go. It's going to blink up. He's good. Put into the blink cooldown. Very nice. Oh, running away from the Radiance. That could have been bad.
Yeah. Annihilate, have a toss. I believe he was looking for a kill there with the Omni-Slice. He's going to get it. Could he get a second? Brax is going to this as well. Boris with the Blade Fury is going to get 2, but now he needs an escape plan. Not sure he's got one with the Wraith King, who's going to have a stun. Finds him with the Centaur blink stun to save him, but it's not going to be enough, even with the healing water in the trees. Boris played that so damn well, but just wasn't enough.
I mean, it saved their racks. Like, they were definitely going to lose racks. And you're, like, down heroes trying to defend, and you manage to kill off the Leshrac and the Axe. I would definitely be happy about that if I was on 2-base. And now, he's also staking on Ocean. Ocean could just TP out of here.
Yeah,
but not feeling pressured, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like they're just kind of playing with each other right now.
Good effort, yes.
Good effort. The only thing
whose
that really
laugh
kills
is,
Ench.
by the way? I'm sure someone probably knows. but it's that's quite the chuckle.
Is it a Suns fan laugh? He would know whose it is, I guess.
It's monkeys. Thank you.
Okay.
GoDz got me covered.
Oh, it's the 2 baseline. Okay, I was thinking it was the 4 Zoomers line. Never mind.
Amy Boy once again passes the execution test of pressing Radiance while disrupted. Well done.
Nice.
He's a pretty good gamer, you know. All it takes. You guys could be esports pros too. Hunter? KB and Essence Ring. Man, this item, I swear, this is the new fairy trinket. You'll never drop this thing.
Gunner is still going to go down. It's not been his game. He's 2-5-1. Like, only involved in 25% of these kills and several kind of questionable deaths. We talked about the one bottom of the tier 2, and now this one. He's just playing a bit greedy with this Boots of Travel.
That building damage off the chart, though. You know, that's... He's just an oversized catapult this game, that's all. Buys the Kaya, so committing to not... No, I don't have buyback team. That's what that was.
And with Rosh alive, this is a kind of scary time for him to be dead. 2-base smoke up. They look to run in and scout things out, but it's Sammy Boy. They find that he's just picked up a fresh AC, so he is pretty fearsome here. Doesn't have a neutral item right now. I believe
this is scary
Titan
versus
Sliver
an axe
flying out.
and an AA. Otherwise, this would be good, but they actually have so much damage. Ocean, though? Oh, he's alive!
Okay.
That must have been
Kills the AA. Insta buyback. They're ready to throw the Ice Blast from afar, I imagine. They're killing Rosh just so slow. This Jug does not have the damage, and they're going to have to back off.
Oh, they don't really have much of a choice here, do they?
Yeah. I think 4 Zoomers just know. It's like, can they really Rosh? Like, with those heroes, and, you know, if they get it low, Wraith King's just going to run in, and I feel like they haven't got a good answer for Wraith King right now.
Oh, Haste Turn is nice, though. If this fight gets forced, just another tool here.
But Brax gets the Blink Call. Nice disruption save coming in from Flea. Ice Blast is going to be set up from it, though. Annihilate instantly pops his BKB with the Haste Rune. He's looking for the backlines, he's looking for Husky. He gets an Inkswell stun onto 2, but they've lost the Grimstroke to start the fight off, and unfortunately, Annihilate couldn't connect on a good target. Omni Slash coming through from Boris, looking for the Gunner kill, but there's just not enough slashes, and the Blink Call is going to get him as the Omni Slash ends. Tiny can't finish off Gunner as well. Gunner is just too damn tanky, and it looks like 2-base are just running out of firepower here. They're being chased down. Sammy Boy has another stun from Monkeys. Axe did die in the backlines. Okay, Annihilate and Brax were just, I guess, playing a little game with each other. And
Yeah.
4 Zoomers win the fight.
Annihilate was basically trying to go after the AA, but he had Glimmer, so instead he's just like chasing Brax the entire time. But I gotta love Gunner trying to go for the split earth timing on the end of Omni Slash, but he had spin up, so he spun right out of it. Gunner was trying to get the Twitter clip, you know? He's trying to get a little bit of free press of that NA DPC MVP right there.
Nice. Well,
not this time.
luckily, they had the Brax Blink Call anyway, so there was no escape for poor Boris. Ocean's just, his team's roshing, and he's, you know, pushing a tier 3 tower alone. I love it. With a gen. He's like, I'm not afraid.
Yeah, that I'm not so keen on. Usually I don't mind, but with the gem, that is bold.
He's got Dragon Lance. This edge is stacked.
2,000 HP with this Hood of Defiance? Yeah, and Solar Crest. I wonder what the reduction numbers are. 57% physical reduction or resistance and 52% magic resistance. That is insane.
Yeah, it feels like they're struggling to ever kill Ocean in these fights anymore. And he's died 4 times, but I feel like a lot of that was in that early laning stage.
Well, Brax might come across Boris here. Oh, even better, Husky finds him, and Husky has the Glimmer. Oh, here it is! Brax gonna get him! Oh, he's too late! Oh, his Blink must have been on cooldown. I didn't click him, but that's the only thing I can imagine.
Well, narrowly escapes. That would have been catastrophic for 2-base already. I mean, you mentioned Jug ideally wanted one more item before that kind of last big team fight, and he still is struggling to finish that one more item.
That's crazy.
Almost has the Scotty, but his net worth is... I mean, he's half of the Wraith King. That's, again, it's not like to harp on it too much and criticize him. They've been trying to force these fights, and it's constantly fighting while Sammy Boy's just been free farming this game.
And they're giving more to Annihilate. He's advanced like 3,000 gold, while Boris hasn't really advanced at all.
purge off the double damage, and they toss Sammy Boy back deep into the base here. Looking for an Inkswell Sun to follow this one up, but Wraith King has already gotten away from those tier 4 towers for now. Iron forces
the cheese.
BKB. And yep, with the cheese, the Stampede is not going to be enough for 2Base to overrun for Zoomers. If anything, it's just being used to help them get the hell out of there. Jug gets dunked, and Brax gets a nice blink 2-hero call, but he's got no backup, so he's going to be forced to get the hell out of there. But I don't know if he's got an escape plan, because Tiny finds him with an Avatos, but Tiny gets instantly caught by a Split Earth Cold Feet, and now the AA just sitting back, slowing everyone down. They're doing too much damage here, forcing out the buybacks. Tiny has none. Monkeys is going to go down as well with the buyback, and the Jug buying back. Omni slashing through. Forest, though, full retreat. Nobody even dying on this 4-Zoomer side somehow. As Gunner's going to be a little bit careful, but he's got an Aegis, so not really. He's trying to die, if anything.
Yeah, still lots of time to just be a nuisance here, too, and like try and burn out the rest of his mana. This really was a game where your carry actually showed up, you know? Like, you're playing 4v5 a lot of the early game, you're still getting stuff done, but you're not securing, like, a big lead. All for that space for Sammy Boy, and he made great use of that space. Ever since he's joined with the Radiance, the game's pretty much gone Zoomer's way.
Yeah, it definitely started to look good for 2Base during that period where he had, like, 3,000 gold pre-Radiance, but Sammy Boy is definitely delivering as far as his team investing in him and giving him that space.
Oh, now he's got the big swing and crits, too. The 2-second Mortal Strike cooldown.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, all they can do is disrupt him and run the hell out of there. Oh, they got the Radiance Disruption illusions, Trent.
Oh, wow. GG. He's failed. I guess he is mortal.
Yeah.
How about Gunner's still alive?
Dyer's top barracks are under attack. Dyer's top barracks.
Oh, Boris, be careful now.
Oh, there we go. Loses the Aegis. Boris is going to be careful. Loses the healing ward to the Ench. And now with Gunner respawning here, I believe we could just see 2Base getting cleaned up. They've lost their AA on 4 Zoomers, but Gunner times the Yule stun perfectly. Disruption save is going to keep Monkeys alive a little bit longer, but he goes down nonetheless. And GG is called. Game 1 going to go the way of the Young Guns.
That was a really well-played game by the Zoomers. From the early tower pushes, like taking with the tier 1s, I think the Axe pick ended up working out really well. Like actually trying to disrupt the Jug lane and shove them into the jungle on the earlier end. Big success with that. And this Ench, you know, the teams that play Ench make this hero look so broken. And then, of course, you know, you have teams that will just never touch it at all. But with how valuable it is to, like, scout stacks in the current meta, I think that that's one of those things where, like, Ench just gives you that access into the jungle. I mean, how early did we see Zoomers playing in there? Part of that maybe you don't see why it's being set up so easily is because the Ench just, like, creeps in and bullies people out and has a lot of freedom to move around the map in the earliest parts of the laning stage.
Well, I mean, very impressive showing from Zoomers, and I feel like some of the individual players, I mean, didn't even play their best games. Like, but this is like the overall big picture strategy is where, you know, things just seem to click. And for 2Base, I don't know. Yeah, it felt like you say, more than anything, like they had nothing for an Ench. Like that feels like a weird thing to walk away from a game and feel like the Ench was one of the bigger problems here.
I mean, somehow Ocean did almost 4,348 building damage on an Ench. Okay, cool. That's more than simply 2Base did.
Okay, well,
that's amazing. He outdamaged an entire enemy team building wise.
I'm like,
let's go Ocean.
Yeah, it's like this old school Ench where you're like enchanting siege creeps or something. Like, what's going on there? No, not the case anymore. But yeah, 2Base are going to have to, you know, figure something out for game number 2, and our panel maybe has some ideas for them as we go to a quick break and then break down game number 1.